Hello, everybody. Today we have an SGC reveal. I'm so excited. We're going to do this COG style, which means you review the cards and try to guess before, send them away, get them back, see how you did. I'm not sure how good I am at it, but we will see. Nothing here super high value, high dollar, or anything like that. Really just stuff for my PC that I wanted slabbed up for presentation or to preserve, or just because I thought it would make the card look cooler with the really cool SGC slabs. One thing I've seen in an interview, it was with one of the mics. Peter from SGC watches these videos. So love your company. There's a couple little flubs in here, but I don't judge you for that. And you'll see what I mean. Nothing major, but let's check it out. Now, if you want to skip past the prejudging or guessing part, I'll put in like a time skip that says results or something like that. So you can jump right to that if you don't care about this next little bit. So we'll see you on the other side.
First up is a Cal Raleigh Ray Wave, yellow Ray Wave, numbered to 250. I got this from Myco. I feel like it could gem. I'm not totally sure about centering, but if it doesn't, it's for the PC. And really, I'm just interested in getting a lot of these cards and holders for display purposes. I think the yellow is going to look really sharp in the SGC holder. Second one is a Topps Living Murakami from this year. It's a little OC left to right, so it might cost it on a gem, but let's go with a 9. And I think the Rally is probably going to be a 9 too. If I want to make my predictions official, I'll say Rally 10, Murakami 9. Here's some vintage. Here is a 56 red Shane Dienst. No stains. Really great surface. There's no snowing. Really strong back. It is the gray back. I'm going to be a little bold and say this is a 5. Obviously, it has some centering. I wouldn't call them issues because it's not an issue for me, but the centering's not perfect, but also not atypical of 56 Topps. So I'm going to be really bold here and say 5 on Shane Dienst. This one, this Wheaties Stand Usual, it's got some stains on it, so I don't know how adversely that affects the grading. But the cut on it is really nice. Whoever cut it did a great job. Back is clean. I don't know, a 3 probably. I think the staining probably takes it to a 3. Otherwise, I might be willing to say 4 on that. But let's go with a 3. So we got a 10, a 9, a 5, a 3. Another vintage. This is a Coogan's Chip. Shout out to John Mangini. One of his favorite sets. Ed Summers, who is one of the fathers of the knuckleball. This is from the knuckleball collection. I really like how SGC does their chip cutouts. They do a really good treatment on those. And I don't know, this thing's really nice. I always wondered if the centering of the stamp on the back affects it, but this is the centering you see here is really common for this issue, really common. But this is there's 2 versions of this. One where you can't see the whiteness of his uniform at all, and so he's scooted down. And this one is the white uniform showing. I've seen way less of these than I have the other version, so I have to believe it's a little more scarce. I don't know what to expect. 4. That's probably pretty bold, but we're going to say 4. Back to modern. This is, I forget which year this is from Heritage. 2021 archives. So Randy Johnson. I think there's a 9. I can see a little bit of imperfections to the naked eye. Auto, I believe, will be a 10. It looks really strong. This one is numbered to 25, and there's 4 versions of this. And this one I got at a great deal a couple years ago, and I really love just the 3 blues contrasted with the yellow Safeway S, which is my least favorite iteration of the Mariners uniforms, but there's still some nostalgia there, given that was Griffey's early years, and RJ and Edgar and all those guys were on those teams. Going to basketball. Only basketball in the order. You've seen this Ray Allen before. I see some. Oh, let's say the Johnson's 9. I'm gonna say 9 too. I see some slight imperfections to the naked eye. Probably can't see it, but there's a little whiteness there, and even on that corner. I don't remember seeing those when I bought this card, so I hope I'm like treating my cards right. I don't know. This one's to 25, so we're going to say 9 there. The auto is a sticker. It doesn't run off of the sticker at all. There's really no bleeds or anything. It looks pretty bold, so we'll say 10 on the auto. Some oversized vintage to bring us home. This is a trade card. It's in pretty good shape overall. There's no major surface issues, no creases, no odd discolorations. It was in a scrapbook at one point, so we have this here, but doesn't look bad or anything. And of course, I don't really look at the back on a card like this, especially with nothing on it. But I don't know, 3 on that. I'm not as good at predicting the vintage stuff, especially not knowing what the deductions are for paper loss on the back on something like that. But we'll go with a 3. And a couple exhibits to finish us out. Warren Spahn. This one's also really clean. Yeah, some touch corners, pretty common. Clean surface, back completely clean. Was never in a scrapbook or anything like that. So I'm just going to stay safe and call it 3. And the Ed Matthews. I wondered when I first got this card about like this black, where his name looks like someone tried to trace some of the letters, but I noticed that on all issues. So it's not added ink. It's just, for whatever reason, how they did this one. So the Matthews might be a little better. I think the corners are just a touch stronger. Again, no stainings, no surface issues. Clean back. Maybe there's a little something there. But we'll go with a 3 on that one too. And let's see how we did.
Okay, we're doing the reveals in the same order in which we did the preview. That means the first card is the Rally 2022 Chrome Platinum Anniversary. I said a 10. I guessed. I got a 9. I speculated maybe the centering, kind of hard to tell. But you really can't tell the difference between a 9 and a 10 anyway. The one thing I was speculating on, that I was correct on, was just how good this looks in the SGC holder. Yellow Ray Wave. I got that card from Mike O. Happy to have that in my collection. The Topps Living card, I said 9, because I thought maybe the centering was off a touch. But I got a 10. Happy with that. Happy either way, of course. But it looks great. And that is in my Trailblazers row of my case. Next card is the 56 Topps Red Shane Dienst. I said 5. I thought I was being a little bit bold. As these cards, it's an old card. And it did have some centering issues. But I was very happy to get a 6. And thank you, SGC, for correcting that. They're slabbing that the correct way. Very important to me. Next up, this is all about presentation for this card. I knew the Wheaties orange would look really good in the black, and sure enough, it does on the Mutual. And I had said 3, and I got a 3. Maybe I ought to be a grader. No, I like collecting too much. The Coogan's Chip, Ed Summers, Knuckleball Pioneer. I had said 4. Got my 4. One little thing in here, I sort of mentioned there are a couple like little weird things in my intro. There's a little white speck in the upper left quadrant, which was not on the card when I sent it. So I don't know if it's a little piece of dust or whatever. It doesn't detract really from the appearance of the chip. Not worth making a stink about. I just thought it was interesting. But this is what I was talking about with SGC doing such a good job with these, is the cutout is perfect. And there's no like weird, wrinkly, baggy or anything like that other company does. Next is the Randy Johnson autograph. And my guess was a 910. And I got a 9.510. Happy with that. There was one card. The next card, the Ray Allen. If you, I don't have it here. It's at SGC getting relabeled. So here it is. Can you spot the issue on the label? Not the grade. Now I guessed 910. It was 8.510. And with a high resolution scan, you could really see those corners are not great. But by now, if you've read the label carefully enough, you can see that it says Ricky Pierce instead of Ray Allen. So that was an egregious enough error that I wanted to send it back and get that corrected. So Eric Drew's doing that for me, and I'll get it when I get it. Next is a trade card. I had said 3. And I'd mentioned I didn't know how downgraded I was going to get because of the missing paper. And apparently quite a bit, because I got 1.5. I think with missing paper, I don't think there's any way to get a 3 or maybe even a 2. And I feel like I knew that, or maybe even should have known that, but didn't. But it's okay. It looks cool. That's what I wanted. I think it looks great with the frame. And that was the goal of doing this. So not a money thing like a lot of people. Next is the Spawn exhibits. And I had said 3, and I got an authentic, which I'm thinking most exhibits are probably going to get an authentic. It's a minimum size. If I get it to focus. There it is. Minimum size not met. So I think that's so common on exhibit cards just because they don't know. And the other one, I had the the Matthews exhibits. And I don't have that one in hand either, because that's also being reslabbed. Here's that one. Can you pick up on the problem with this one? I'll give you a couple seconds. 3, 2, 1. Yes, this is an error exhibits card with 2 T's in the Matthews. So instead of the slabber spelling Matthews correctly and noting that it was an error version, he or she just typed in Matthews with 2 T's. And because there's 2 versions, I wanted the label to be correct. And I'm not a stickler for most things, but I feel like, I can look the other way on this little speck, whatever. It's a speck. But I feel like the label should be correct for posterity's sake. That was a lot of fun. Those cards look spectacular in the SGC slabs. Very happy to have those back. Can't wait to get the other 2 in to sort of complete the package. But that's it for now. Until next time, remember, we don't count subscribers, we count friends.